Tonight I will show you why your tomorrow has always been hiding in your last thought before sleep, not in your effort, not in your struggle, in the quiet image you cradle as you surrender to the night. You may think you are just lying in bed, tired from the day. You are not. You are standing at the doorway of creation. I say to you, the last scene you accept before you fall asleep is a decree. It must move out into form. It must. It must. You have not come here to beg life for mercy. You have come here to remember who you are. You are not a victim of chance. You are not a servant of circumstances. You are the one who imagines. Listen carefully. Imagination is not a pastime. It is the only creative power. Every figure in your world, every event, every closed door, every open door, all of it is your consciousness objectified, your inner assumptions hardened into fact. You may have thought that what you feel at night is private. It is not. It is a seed. And the world you wake into is only that garden grown dense and visible. Tonight you will learn to touch the wish fulfilled before you sleep, not to wish for it, not to strain toward it, but to feel that it is already done, and that you are already the one who has it. This is the great turning, from wanting to having, from hoping to knowing, from thinking of to thinking from. You do not think of wealth, you think from wealth. You do not think of being loved, you think from being loved. You do not think of health, you think from health. You are not a beggar at the gates of reality. You are the operant power. Close your eyes for a moment, even as you listen. Let the world fall back, the room, the ceiling, the sounds. Fade them gently, and be aware of the soft darkness behind your eyelids. That darkness is not empty. It is pregnant. It is the womb of all that will appear. I tell you, what you entertain there, what you ish, up there is law, not opinion. Law. You have been taught to worship facts, but facts are only the corpses of old states, shadows of what you once felt to be true. Do not fight the shadows. Do not wrestle the outer world. Change the state. Remain in the new state, especially in that holy borderland before sleep. And the shadows must rearrange. They must. Let me tell you of a man who once came to me in despair. He said, I am down to my last dollar. I have no clients, no opportunities, no idea what to do. I've tried everything. He was exhausted, not from work, but from fear. I said to him, do not try to solve a problem from the state that created it. Do not lie in bed rehearsing lack, playing scenes of failure in your mind, and then wonder why you rise into the same barren world. I asked him, can you tonight before sleep accept that you are already a prosperous man? He looked at me confused. How can I when my pockets are empty? I said, your pockets are mirrors of yesterday's consciousness. I am asking about tonight's consciousness. Can you, for just a few minutes before sleep, enter a scene that implies you are wealthy, secure, chosen, and feel the truth of it? We fashioned a simple imaginal scene. He would lie in bed, and instead of feeling the weight of fear in his stomach, he would imagine feeling the solid, quiet confidence of a man whose accounts are full. He imagined himself opening a letter, seeing large sums paid to him, or hearing a friend say, you are doing wonderfully, business is booming for you. He did not imagine the process, he imagined the result, not the path, but the promise. He told me later, at first my mind fought. It showed me the bills. It told me this was fantasy. But I persisted. I kept coming back to that simple scene until I felt it as something natural, as something already mine. Then I fell asleep. Within days, a so-called unexpected contact reached out, a deal revived, doors opened. Work began pouring in from channels he had not even considered. He thought it was luck, but it was law. The bridge of incidents unfolded, perfectly connecting the man who fell asleep in fear to the man who woke into plenty. He did not plan the bridge. He did not ask how. He only touched the wish fulfilled before sleep and rested in it. Do not ask how. The how belongs to a wisdom deeper than your surface mind. Your work is not to shuffle the pieces of the world. Your work is to select the state. Live in the end. Feel it as already achieved, and allow the unseen pathways to form themselves. You stand tonight between two worlds, the outer world of facts, noise, figures, messages, bank balances, diagnoses, and the inner world of pure consciousness, pure assumption, pure feeling. The first is slow, heavy, delayed. The second is immediate. You change the inner and the outer must follow. Not instantly perhaps, but inevitably. You may say, but my circumstances are so loud, my debts are loud, my loneliness is loud, my body's pain is loud. I do not deny that they speak. I only tell you they are echoes, echoes of who you have assumed yourself to be. Stop. Be arguing with the echo. Call a new word into the canyon. The word is a feeling. The word is a state. You think in images and moods, not only in sentences. So tonight before you sleep, you will not plead with life. You will choose. Let us begin with wealth, for many hearts are anxious there. Do not think of money, think from money. Imagine just for now that the question of supply in your life is finished, resolved, completed. Feel what a relief that is. How would your body rest on the bed if you knew without a doubt, that you are wealthy, secure, provided for, and that your future is rich with abundance, would you tighten your chest? Would you clench your jaw? Or would your shoulders sink into the mattress in a sweet, deep surrender? Notice that feeling. Do not force pictures. Sometimes the feeling alone is enough, but if images come, let them come naturally. Perhaps you see yourself signing a contract. Perhaps you see numbers in your account. Perhaps you hear a loved one say, "I'm so happy for you. Everything is turned around for you." Whatever implies to you that it is done, take that implication as your scene. And now here is the key. You do not watch that scene as if from a distance. You enter it. Feel it from the first person. See through your own eyes. Hear with your own ears. Touch the desk, the paper, the hands, the doorway. Smell the air of the room. And most importantly, feel the inner atmosphere of course, this is natural. This is who I am. Not anxious excitement, but quiet inevitability. You are not a beggar suddenly allowed into the palace. You are the rightful heir taking your place. You lie on your bed, already having become this one in imagination. You do not concern yourself with dates, deadlines, or methods. You simply rest in the knowing that you have it now. You fall asleep in that knowing. This, done faithfully, night after night, will move mountains. Now listen as we turn to love. Many cry out in the night for love, for reconciliation, for attention from one particular person. They rehearse arguments, they replay betrayals, they picture being abandoned, and by doing so they water those very seeds. A woman once came to me with tears in her eyes. Her partner had withdrawn, grown cold, unresponsive. The more she chased, the further he retreated. She said, "I am terrified of losing him, and every night I go to bed imagining the worst, him with someone else, him leaving, him never calling again." I said, "Can you see how faithfully you are serving the state of rejection? You attend to it, you feed it, you bow before it night after night." I asked her, "What would you feel if you knew beyond doubt that you are deeply loved, chosen, and cherished, whether by this man or another who is perfect for you? What is that feeling?" She closed her eyes and said, "Safe, warm, wanted, at peace." "Good," I replied. "That is the state. That is the inner truth you must wear as you fall asleep. Do not go to bed as the rejected one, the abandoned one, the one left outside. Go to bed as the beloved." So we fashioned a simple scene. She imagined lying on that bed, but instead of feeling the ache of emptiness, she imagined an arm around her, the weight of a body close to hers, the feeling of being held, secure and chosen. She did not focus on the face, she focused on the feeling. She imagined hearing the words, softly whispered, "I love you, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere." She let that feeling flood her chest, and then she drifted to sleep. She persisted in this night after night, even when the phone remained silent, even when his messages were still distant. Weeks passed. One evening, out of the blue, he called, emotional, vulnerable, expressing fears and wounds he had never shared. He wanted to repair, to reconnect, but something more important had already happened. She had changed. She had moved from the state of the rejected to the state of the beloved. She no longer clung in terror. She knew herself as one who must be loved, whether through him or by another. The bridge of incidents unfolded. He softened. Their bond deepened. But understand this. It was not his change that mattered most. It was hers. She had touched the wish fulfilled before sleep. She had become the woman who is loved. And the world, being herself pushed out, bowed to that new identity. This is why I tell you, the world is yourself pushed out. It is not against you. It is mirroring you. Lift yourself inwardly and the mirror must shift. State is everything. You do not get what you want, you get what you are. Now let us speak of the body. Some lie in bed at night, listening to every ache, every throb, every symptom, and they rehearse their pain in the theater of imagination. I do not blame them. The body can be persuasive, but tonight I ask you to dare something higher. What if you went to sleep not as the sick one, not as the fragile one, not as the broken one, but as the one who is already healed? What would that feel like? Do not think of the process. Do not ask which medicine, which treatment, which path. Ask only, if I were healed, whole, strong, and vibrant, how would I feel as I drifted off to sleep? Would you be worried, or would you be calm? Would you review every symptom, or would you fall into that sweet, careless rest of one whose body is on their side? There was a man whose doctors had given him a bleak report. He lay awake at night, heart racing, imagining worst-case scenes, hospital rooms, surgeries, losses. I said to him, "You are rehearsing a future you do not desire, and imagination has no sense of humor. It takes you at your feeling." I invited him to practice another way. Each night as he lay down, he imagined hearing a different report, a doctor smiling gently and saying, "All is well, you are perfectly fine, whatever was wrong is gone." He did not bother with the medical details, he focused only on the implication, "All is well, you are fine." He felt the lightness in his chest, the gratitude rising, the relief pouring through his body. He imagined calling a loved one to share the good news. He persisted, even as his outer test still read the same. Days turned to weeks. Then a shift, a new scan, a new report. The doctors were baffled. They said, "We must have been mistaken. It has resolved." They called it an error or a miracle or a rare occurrence. It was the hardening of a new assumption. He had touched the wish fulfilled before sleep, night after night, and the body too bowed to the state. Do not underestimate what you feel in those last minutes of the day. Now I will speak to you of something most sacred, the changing of the past. You may believe your past is fixed, that what has been done to you, what you have done, is a cage around your future. I say to you, you may revise it, not by altering the timeline out there, but by changing the inner scene in here. What you remember, you relive. What you relive, you perpetuate. So many nights you have gone to bed rehearsing old wounds, old humiliations, old losses, and by doing so, you have carried their state into tomorrow. Tonight you will learn the holy art of revision. As you lie in bed, instead of letting memory run wild, you deliberately choose one incident from your day or from your distant past that still stings. Perhaps someone spoke to you harshly. Perhaps you were overlooked, perhaps you failed. Do not leave it as it is. Close your eyes and replay the scene, but this time change it. Hear different words, see different expressions. Let the you in that memory respond with dignity, with confidence, with grace. If someone rejected you, imagine them welcoming you. If you missed an opportunity, imagine you seized it. If you were embarrassed, imagine you handled it with calm, effortless ease. Repeat this revised scene until it feels more natural than the original. You are not lying to yourself. You are choosing a new seed. The past is not a stone behind you. It is a living pattern within you. By revising the pattern, you release your future from its chains. There was a woman who, for years, replayed a childhood incident where she was shamed in front of a class. Every time she tried to speak publicly, that memory rose up, choking her. I taught her revision. Each night she would go back to that childhood classroom in imagination. She would see her younger self standing there, but instead of stuttering and being mocked, she would imagine herself speaking clearly, confidently. She imagined the teacher praising her, the students admiring her, her younger self walking back to her seat with a smile. She did this so faithfully that after a time when she thought of that day, she could no longer recall the old humiliation. Only the revised version remained. Soon, in her present life, her fear of speaking dissolved. She began to enjoy expressing herself. Opportunities opened. She had not changed the physical past. She had changed the state that past produced within her. The world, as always, conformed. So tonight, if some scene from your day has hurt you, do not take it as it is into sleep. Revise it. Touch the wish fulfilled, even in memory. Now, I must remind you again of the bridge of incidents. You do not know the path your assumption will take. You do not need to know. Stop asking, how will the is happen? How will the money come? How will they return? How will my body change? How will my life rearrange? The moment you insist on knowing the how, you slip back into the old state, the state of doubt and limitation. Your task is simple. Choose the end, live in the end, feel from the end. The end is a scene that implies your desire is fulfilled. The bridge will appear. You may be moved to take certain actions. You may feel inspired to call someone, to move, to study, to accept an offer, to say no to something else. Do these things naturally as they arise, but know that they are pieces of a larger pattern already set in motion by your assumption. The bridge of incidents belongs to a wisdom beyond your surface mind. Trust it. A man once assumed before sleep that he was already living in a beautiful new home, though he had no idea how he could afford it. He would lie in bed at night, feeling the different texture of the walls, the view from the window, the quiet of that neighborhood. He felt the security, the pride, the gratitude. Weeks later, his company transferred him unexpectedly to a different branch. With a housing stipend and a relocation package, he found waiting in that new city a home that matched the very feeling he had been entertaining at a cost that fit his new position perfectly. He did not plan any of it. He only touched the end before sleep. Life arranged the rest, so it will be with you. Now listen closely. All of this hinges on one thing: who you know yourself to be. If you fall asleep believing you are a poor, unlucky, rejected, sick, powerless creature begging an indifferent universe for crumbs, then all your imaginal efforts will be half-hearted, thin, easily swept away by appearances. But if you begin to accept even a little that you are the origin, the operant power, the one consciousness dreaming this world, if you begin to see yourself as the one who decides, the one whose inner decree must be honored, then everything changes. You are not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you. Every night as you lie down, ask yourself, who am I going to bed as tonight? The defeated, the anxious, the forsaken, the unlucky, or the wealthy one? The loved one, the healed one, the favored one, the chosen one? Your identity is a state. You can put it on and take it off like a garment. Tonight, choose wisely. It may feel strange at first, like new clothes that have not yet molded to your body. Persist, assumption, repeated, hardens into fact. Do not be disturbed by what you see tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is built from yesterday's states. If you have only just begun to choose differently tonight, then the world may still echo who you used to be. Do not call it reality in any ultimate sense. Call it evidence of former assumptions. Bless it and move on. The outer world is slow. You are fast. Continue to touch the wish fulfilled before sleep, night after night, and soon the echo will catch up. Now, let us bring this all together in a simple practice of being. When you are about to sleep, do not race the with a mind full of noise. Move slowly, sacredly. Turn off the day. Let your breath become soft. Then ask yourself gently, if everything in my life were now as I most deeply desire it to be, what would I feel as I fall asleep? Let that question sink beneath the surface of your thoughts. Perhaps you feel gratitude so rich it almost hurts. Perhaps you feel a quiet, profound relief. Perhaps you feel a radiant confidence, a deep sense of course, this is who I am. Let that feeling arise, not just in your head, but in your chest, your belly, your limbs. Let your body learn the posture of fulfillment. If a specific desire arises, a new home, a certain sum of money, a loving companion, a healed body, a life of freedom, then condense it into a simple imaginal scene that would be true if your wish were already fulfilled. Just one scene, not a whole movie, one moment that implies the rest. It could be as simple as counting money with a sense of easy abundance, walking through your front door with joy, feeling a hand in yours, hearing a doctor say all is well, seeing your name on a contract, or resting your head on a pillow in a home that is safe and yours. Enter that scene in first person. Feel it as now. Touch it, touch the fabric, touch the door, touch the hand, touch the papers. Let your senses come alive. The scent in the air, the sounds around you, the temperature of the room, the weight of the object in your hand. And over all of it, let the feeling of fulfillment settle like a soft cloak upon you. Do not strain, do not force, do not try to hold it for hours. A few minutes of vivid, natural, joyfully assumed fulfillment is far more powerful than an hour of anxious effort. You're not trying to make something happen. You're acknowledging that in the deeper dimension of your being, it is already so. You are agreeing with the higher truth of yourself. Once you feel it, once you know it, let sleep take you. Fall asleep in the end. If doubts arise, do not wrestle them. Gently return to your chosen scene, your chosen feeling, or simply rest in the sense that you are the one who has, rather than the one who lacks. The important thing is not the perfection of your imagination, but the direction of your being. You are moving from lack to fulfillment, from fear to trust, from begging to creating. This is the turning of the age within you. And remember, if during the day you slip back into old states, if you speak as the poor, think as the unloved, walk as the sick, do not condemn yourself. Simply notice and return. Return to the inner home where you are already all that you desire to be. Your persistence is your faith. Faith is not noise, it is not frantic. It is the quiet, repeated choosing of the end, despite all appearances. It says, I know who I am, I know what is mine, I know what I have already accepted in imagination, and so I rest. You will see as you continue in this way that people will appear, opportunities will unfold, paths will open, ideas will surface, as if from nowhere. They will say, it just happened. You will know it did not just happen. You called out tea. You seeded it. You slept in it. The world came to your door because you first opened the door in the inner house. Tonight you stand at that door again. Do not go to bed as a wanderer outside your own kingdom. Enter the palace of fulfillment within. Take your place on the throne of your own consciousness, not as a tyrant commanding others, but as a wise sovereign determining the inner climate of your world. Determine that the state you will wear tonight is one of completion. You are complete. You are provided for. You are loved. You are healed. You are guided. You are chosen. Let those be more than words. Let them be your felt identity. As you lie down, release the day. Release the stories, the complaints, the regrets. If any scene from the day troubles you, revise it with love and then let it go. Now decide what wish you will touch. Perhaps it is wealth, perhaps it is love, perhaps it is health, perhaps it is a life of freedom and purpose. Whatever it is, condense it into that one simple, powerful, imaginal moment that declares it is done. Touch it now, in your heart, in your mind. Feel it. Say quietly within yourself, not as a hope but as a recognition, it is mine, it is me. It is now, not someday, not maybe, now. And as you breathe, let that inner declaration sink down into the depths of you, where words become flesh, where unseen realities harden into facts. You do not need to know the road. You do not need to see the steps. You need only to know the destination within and to rest as though you live there already. For truly you do. The outer world will catch up. So tonight, touch the wish fulfilled before you sleep. Touch it as your truth. Touch it as your identity. Touch it as your home. Then allow sleep to seal it. You will wake into a world that begins, gently or dramatically, to rearrange itself around your new assumption. And one day soon, you will look around and realize you are living in the very reality you once only dared to feel in the darkness before sleep. You will remember this night. You will say, that was the night I stopped begging and started assuming. That was the night I truly knew that imagination creates reality, that feeling is the secret, that my inner state is everything. And from that day on, you will never again be just a wanderer in a random world. You will walk as the one who knows, the one who chooses, the one who assumes, the one who lives in the end. So now, beloved listener, let your heart be still. Choose your end. Feel it as now. Touch the wish fulfilled and sleep.